Bottom right of Entomb Valley, the Terran player for Complexity Gaming. He won against the Terminator, now he is up against MC. It is
Complexity Hurt.
Hard to believe that he was able to get so far in his Code S season last season. He got out of the round of 32 and almost got out of the round of 16 even.
Yeah. Now he's up against the boss toss to the top right for SK Gaming. Starting in blue, it is
SKMC.
And just the story about MC is so amazing. I still remember when he dropped down from Code S like a year and a half ago, a year ago, yeah, something along those lines. Then he was in Code A and he lost straight away to Monster. Monster, and then was out of Code A. Everyone was like, oh my god, the time of MC is over. He's done.
I felt that way. I remember at the Super Tournament Finals, afterwards I ate dinner with a bunch of esports people, and I remember sitting at that table and saying, I think he's going to fall out of the GSL this season, and nobody believed me, but then he fell out, and then I was wrong. Turns out I thought he might disappear like Fruit Dealer because he seemed to be kind of a one-trick pony. He seemed to always be aggressive, but he actually has improved so much since those times. He's always been a heavy hitter, but now he's got so many different styles. He's so good at Stargate, but he's also good at gateway timings. He is an all-around awesome Protoss.
He's like
I was just saying, it's a little bit surprising even that he's in the Up&Downs to begin with nowadays.
He's like a boomerang. If you think he's gone, then suddenly he just comes back. And that's exactly what happened when he dropped out of Code A. He won at MLG, got pretty far in the tournament, and therefore an invite, a seat, and was able to, ever since, play in Code S and do a great job here. So MC now one of the players that nearly everyone expects to get out of this group. But first of all, he has to go through the Terran player here. And Hart is known for his, I don't want to call it cheesy, but his very aggressive attacks. So we're going to find out if Hart is playing a straight-up game once again, and there's the command center, or if he wants to hit a timing.
Yeah, he's putting it up on the high ground. This is kind of a cool mind game you can play against someone who might expect you to be aggressive. MC with 50 chrono energy here. He's going to do the, well, only one chrono on the gate. He does not do the double chrono on gate and warp gate research. Wonder what he wants to use that second chrono for.
And there's the bunker now for Hart. Of course, he's going for a very similar style to what he played on Daybreak. The opening that he chose is exactly the same up to this point. Double barracks is going to start very soon, I feel.
And MC double chronos his gateway. He wants to get those units out very fast. This Zealot pressure could do some damage. If he targets down the SCB, he may get it, but I think he's just going to say no. He checks for the command center and he gets out. He doesn't want to trifle with that.
And this also shows how difficult it is sometimes for a Protoss player to scout. Even though MC sent not only the probe but the Zealot in there, he still does not know for sure if there's a command center or not. He sees that it isn't built on the low ground, but from this point on he can't assume that Hart does not go for commands, and he doesn't know if there's going to be some one base aggression from Hart. Once again, one of these pushes that he sometimes executes with this Banshee harass. He has no real scouting information.
He covers all his bases. He's making sure to deny the SCB scout here. Zealot was not in place though. He did get it. So there's no information about the Nexus. He also puts a pylon at the top of his ramp that's going to help him against potential Hellion play, because like you said, he doesn't quite know. There's nothing that he can assume necessarily from what he's seen so far.
And for Hart, this is of course pretty cool, because yes, he's losing time when he flies his command center down on the low ground, but on the other hand, he is now in a position where MC has no clue what's going on. There could be a one-base attack, there could be a two-base play by Hart, so MC does not really have too much information about what's happening here. And the same is also true for Hart. With the scout that was denied, Hart doesn't really have a lot of knowledge about the base of his opponent and about the expansion play. But he's going straight into Stim once again, very, very similar to what Hart did on Daybreak against his former opponent against Terminator.
Yeah. Very, very straight-up textbook play here, in fact, from him, which is not what you would expect from Hart based on how he normally plays. Like we said before, yes, sometimes he does throw these straight-up games into your build set sometimes, but not too much. And MC is actually playing really similarly to how we saw Finale play.
And look at this. He once again, Hart goes for exactly the same build. He starts with his factory, goes into engineering bay, and will now start the first attack upgrade, and most likely try to go for an attack once more as soon as his medevac's out, trying to drop his opponent. MC definitely watched the games earlier though, so this might give him a little bit of a clue what's going on here, whereas he heads now into his first armor upgrade, which is pretty awesome for your gateway army. So let's see what MC's idea is. Dim is now halfway done and MC is on the move. He has the same army supply as Hard. Won't be able to get up this ramp with only these few units.
He's being a very aggressive. He wants to trick Hart into thinking that he's going to go for a big attack. But in reality,
it doesn't really matter.
Is he going to really commit here? I don't think so. I think he just wants SCVs off the line. He wants more bunkers to be placed.
The thing is, as soon as he sees how many Marines there are, he cannot really attack.
Yeah, I think he's intentionally faking this. He's trying to scare Hart. He's making him react here. He has to make more bunkers because what if MC is serious? Then he dies. So he has to start reacting now. Makes a second bunker, keeps his SCVs off the line. This is perfect pressure play by MC. He doesn't even waste a single force field or guardian shield. It doesn't lose a pylon even.
Hart is completely fine here. He plays the same style that he played against Terminator, which involves a lot of Marines, Marauders, fast stim, and the +1 attack upgrade. MC is now going for a massive amount of gateways in addition to the Twilight Council that he just built. Goes for the Blink upgrade, and this is going to be one huge clash in the early mid game. With Hart also trying to go for this massive force, this barracks force, this bio force. Look at this, he's moving out right now.
Barracks as well here too. He's adding more barracks rather than a command center. This is a map where normally in these positions you see both players feel a little bit more comfortable with the third because the third is away from both players. You know, the third of Hart is further away from MC and the third of MC is further away from Hart, so it's a little bit easier to defend, but this is a very aggressive game that we're seeing from both players, and I think MC is actually just going to take a third with this, but Hart definitely wants to be the more aggressive player here.
The 4 gateways for MC are now done. He has a sick production at this point. Halfway through with his Blink upgrade, and also +2 armor started before the first attack upgrade. Stark is in the main base right now. He wants to intercept drops.
Yep. This is going to be pretty easy for him to defend. If he can hit those force fields, Blink will be done, and then it's going to be super easy to defend against multi-pronged drop harass. This is when Hart's going to have to consider taking his own third command center because there's no way he can outposition MC here. MC is already ready at every turn.
Yeah, MC is definitely ready for this, and he's also getting his combat. Not the combat shield, of course, the charge upgrade.
Yeah, +1 armor is coming out as combat shield does finish for Hart. And the second forge goes down for MC this time. Still, neither player comfortable enough to take a third base just yet. The question is going to become who does it first.
And no second engineering bay for Hart either. So he's really just sticking with the Bioforce here. Doesn't get anything else. Only Marines, Marauder, Medivac. MMM. This is really, really tense right now. Hart is up in overall supply. He's trying to find a hole in the defense of MC, and MC sends a Zealot down. He wants to know about the positioning. Even the factory is supposed to land here and make sure that MC cannot get in. But there is no third base just yet. Yeah, and of course MC is heading now into the Temple Archive for his storms.
This is a cool position if your opponent has a third base, but that's just not what MC has. MC should be able to get a medevac here before blinking. Does only get a Marine, but almost got a medevac and doesn't lose anything for it.
And there was a stim by Hart. This is of course hurting his units a little bit with all the medevac energy that he still has. It's not going to be too significant. But right now, force fields are becoming dangerous, and there they are, trying to trap a few units. MC microing his Zealots back as he knows, of course, that they can't be too far out. That would basically kill too many of them.
Yeah, right now Hart's medevac count is getting really high, though. He's up to 7, and MC does not have any area of effect damage.
Oh, wow. Really well done by MC here. He blinks with the Stalkers down to low ground, opens the path for the charge lots. The force field's trapping a huge fire force of Hart, but still, this is a pretty close fight.
Yeah, the medevacs are so important here. It's +2 against 1-1 upgrades, and I think Hart actually just has too much.
Hart is not trying to push through here, and his Marauders are doing so much damage against the Stalkers. He's pushing his way back, he's pushing MC back, not up the ramp just yet. Well, that was a pretty cool fight that we just saw.
It was all about the medevac count, you know? He had I think 8 of them when they engaged. Now the medevac energy is all gone, actually. You guys can't see it, but it's basically gone, so he can't go for a second wave here. But what he can do is go home and take a third base, and then keep this at least a small presence on the map to make sure that MC can't easily take his. I'd love to see Hart put his army where MC's third base would be and get that concave on the other side of the choke point and take a third command center right now.
Well, this fight was just so beautiful. He knows that his Zealots are stuck behind the Stalkers, so what he does, he is like, okay, I can engage right now. He looks at the army of Hart and thinks, okay, there is not enough to hold me, so he blinks down, opens the path for his Zealots, goes in with the sentries first, and force fields a chunk of Hart's army Wait, attacks it hard, of course, with the reaction and with pickup also pretty awesome. But right now we have Storm ready, and here come the SCVs for Hard. He's pulling them, he's trying to push his opponent back, he's stimming, and MC already earlier misjudged the army size of Hart a little bit. Hart is trying to find this opening.
There's no sentries.
Yeah, he has no sentries anymore. He can't force field him back.
He doesn't have Storm, enough energy on these Templar. They're at 72 right now. He needs just a few more seconds before he can hit those key storms on this army.
Hard with this really aggressive style. He used it earlier. He's trying it again. A beautiful storm.
That was game-changing, but will it be enough? It looks like it just barely might. MC's units are about to have +3 armor, but I don't know if he should be fighting here just yet. He's going to lose too many zealots, maybe.
Hard has more army supply at this point, a lot more army supply. But does he really have what it takes to take MC down? He has 70 supply against 70 in total. The army supply is now 18 for MC against 46 for Hard. The third base for MC, it's nearly done. Hard, on the other hand, doesn't take a third base. He goes for +2/+2, and these upgrades are going to finish soon. MC is already on 3 armor, though.
Yeah, MC has got a ton of armor on these units. He's pushing back those Marauders. The Bioforce, though, may just be too strong. He's out of energy on those medevacs. MC needs just another warp in his zealots. He's got the money now, and he's chrono boosting those gateways. If he can just hold on a little bit longer, he will take this game.
Well, +2/+2 is soon to be done, Wolf. That might be exactly what Hart needs to overpower MC here. This is such a close game. The Harvester count 29 to 48. All these SCVs that Hart has pulled earlier, they are missing right now. He lost every single one of them, so he's lacking in economy even though he has the triple mule.
MC is actually just trying to force an engagement by Hart where he stims out on the map so that way he can drain even more of that medevac energy. Any fight he takes away from his third base is a fight he wants to take, and he wants to buy time to get a Templar out with Storm energy. He's got one on the map right now, but it's at 58. He needs just about 20 more seconds before he can actually get that.
Hart has more army supply because of this difference in workers that we talked about, so he can try to go up this ramp. He was falling back, trying to stabilize, trying to get his army together, and if he is able to push up the ramp now, he might be able to take the game. He knows that his chances are getting smaller as the game prolongs, and here we go. Hart going for the stim and trying to move up the ramp.
5 more seconds. He's actually ready now with the Templar. And he's trying to snipe it with those Mars, but he can't get in there. Nice control by MC.
Yeah, it nearly died earlier, and then MC pulled it back.
And this is the positioning that Hart wants. He wants to have the concave on the outside of the choke point. Will MC be able to fight through here? I don't know.
And where's the Storm? Here comes the Templar, the Storm, and immediately Hart tries to back off. Now the concave, a lot better for Hart, but the second Storm hits home.
The second Storm changes this battle, and I think this may be it for Hart. He's out of production, he's out of money. He's chased down his Bioforce dead, and GG.
MC takes the game, and what a close game it was. 2-0 for MC in the group. Hart with his first loss.
Yeah, that was a pretty tense game, though. It was very razor thin. MC doing everything he needed to buy the time to get that third base running, get that extra production. He just needed a few more cycles of warp gate units. He used all of his chrono energy on those gates. Really well defended there. And Hart, I feel he could have taken the third base and tried to control the MC's third, but that's not the style he's comfortable for. That's not the style he's known for. He wants to be aggressive. He pulls the SCVs.
Yeah, he goes in and he lost too many Harvesters. He was able to take MC down to 18 army supply, but in the end, MC holds. He has the high ground and he's defending it. And then suddenly Hart is in a position where he's falling farther and farther behind in the game and is not able to take it. So really well done by MC. Takes the second win right now. Looking very strong today. And now we have another game, of course, the second set of games. It's once more a Protoss versus a Terran. We have Finale against Sparta.
Yes. Sparta currently 0-1. Finale is on the opposite score, so we could have kind of a magnet situation here where both players pull apart from each other.
Finale already won against a Terran player. He took the game against Happy. Sparta lost against MC. And the map is going to be Ohana.
Ohana, one of the last times you guys are going to see this map in the pool, unless it comes back at a later date. In fact, that makes me a little bit sad still, but I really like this map. And Finale, yeah, he's up a game here. Getting a little bit lucky in his first Protoss versus Terran.
Well, right now, this is, of course, the Last game for this second set of matches and finale. If he's able to take another Terran down, then he will be on exactly the same score as MC, which will of course be the best start in the group that he possibly could have. Right now the game is loading. We are ready to jump into the match on Ohana here at the GSL Up&Downs. This is the last day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Group E. We have a 6-player group. Only 2 of them will play in Code S next season. The rest is going down to Code A. And we are going to find out who they are. The Protoss players so far doing quite well, except for Terminator. If MVP Finale is taking another win now against Terran in a TVP matchup, then the 2 Protoss players will be on 2-0. The game has loaded. We are ready to go. Sparta against Finale here at the GSL Up&Downs with Carl and Wolf.